last sessions, what we discussed? We discussed workspaces, we discussed environment concept. After that, we created one infrastructure for the different environment by using of the workspace. Already we know that how many workspaces we have the in the Terraform. By default, we have only one workspace in the Terraform, that is called as a default workspace. So as per our requirement wise, we can create the workspaces. So what is the purpose of these workspaces? So we will maintain the one separate state file for the our infrastructure set. So whatever we are going to create the resources in our AWS account, those resources for, I want the state file. Then what we have to do here? We have to go with workspace concept. Apart from that, we have the one advantages is here. So we can say called as a by using of the same script, we can apply the multiple times for the different workspaces. That is called as a workspace concept. Today we are going to start our new topic that is called as a vault. So what is the vault? Vault is nothing but suppose whatever we have the sensitive data in our project. So those sensitive data should not be uh, we can say call it should not be those sensitive data should not be exported to the any of them. So that's why we are going to use here the vault concept. So no one can access my sensitive data. No one can see my sensitive data. That time we have to go with Terraform Vault. So by using of any kind of data, so suppose whenever we're talking about of the what is the vault, Terraform Vault, so it is provided by the our HashiCorp organization. So we can suppose as a suppose we have the some sensitive data like such as passwords, token, any sensitive kind of information which is provided from the client side. So those data should not be export to the anyone and no one can access, no one can should be seen. So that type of information I want to store securely, then we have to go with vault concept. So whenever we're talking about the in our resources, so suppose I'm going to create it one RDS instances. So what is the RDS? RDS is nothing but I want to create a one relational database services in my AWS account. Then what we have to do here? So we require the password and we require the username. Those password and username, no one should be seen my password and username. So that's why we have to go with Terraform Vault. So where we can store? So we will store our username and password in our Terraform Vault. So we will discuss later on how it works in the real time scenarios, how it will work for the production environment. So by using of the suppose I want to create it IAM user. For that IAM user, I want to store the IAM user credentials like username, password. Those password username where we will store? We will store in our Terraform Vault. So Vault allow you to store the and manage the secretly data uh, securely and reducing the risk of the you are exposing the sensitive data in our Terraform configuration. Suppose we are having of some credentials and passwords. So those credentials and password should not be exposed to the any of them. So that's why we have to go with Terraform Vault. So I want to check Vault Terraform documentation. Then we have to go with developer.hashicorp.com. Then Vault. Then we will get the here the all information how to install the Vault. Then we have the process for the particular the Vault. You can see here the we are having a installation process. Then we are having a setup as a dev server. So we are going to set up for the dev server first. After that we will discuss for the production environment. So right now we are going to the setup for the dev server. So what is the dev server? Dev server is nothing but we have the one of the server. So we can call it one of the environment. This environment we will use in our for the development testing purpose. So what is the development testing? So we have to do all testing scenario by using of the unit testing. So So these are the things. So whatever we have the trial and error code, we will uh, all tested code should be displayed in our dev server. These things we have the for that dev server. So you can see here these are the procedure. So I want to check the how to install the and how to we can say call as a how to use the devs vault for the dev server. So we have the all documentation parts here. You can see here how it works. So this is my vault client. So vault client is nothing but I'm storing the my username and passwords here in this vault client. So we are providing one authentication from the vault side. So we are providing the this client side to the whenever we requested to the AWS. Suppose we are going to create it the here the one EC2 machine. For the one EC2 machine, so I want access key and secret key. So suppose whatever we have the those requirement. Otherwise, whenever we're talking about of the IAM user, so for that IAM user, so I'm going to access that particular of the information whenever we requested from the our side, then we will get the if it is valid the client, then we will get the response from the world side. Otherwise we are not receiving any response from the world side. Here you can see here the we have the return client token. So but here you can see here the one of the policies applied for my client world client side, because whenever we're talking about of the one any of the EC2 instances, for that any EC2 instances we required the some policies. What kind of the policies we applied for the one EC2 instances? I'm going to use which account here? I'm going to use for the and user services account. So what is the purpose of the IAM user services here? So we don't have any admin account here. So we have the one account. So we created one user, and that user we can say called as a IAM user. By using of the IAM user, we created some policies. So what kind of the access for that particular of the users. So that is called as a IAM user. Here same thing we have the policies for the token. So we need to the apply. Suppose I'm going to create it one user. So suppose whenever we're taking of the here example here, so I'm going to create it one user for my world. Then we have to apply the policies for that world user. Then it will be valid. Then we will get the response from the world side. Otherwise, we are not receiving from any of the kind of the response from the world side. These are the things here. So you can see here also we have the introduction to the policies. So in that introduction to policies, you can see here the what type of the policies for that particular of the users whenever we are going to create it the vault credentials. So it's nothing but whenever we are using of the secret engines, at that time we have to apply the some policies. But here what is the purpose of the policies? Same thing whenever we're talking about of the and here in our AWS account we have the one and user. This is the one of the we have the services in AWS account. For that IAM services we have the some policies. So policies is nothing but some set of rules. So we are giving the some access to that particular of the user. So whenever we're talking about of the roles here, you can see roles also. In the roles also, already we know that here in the Terraform credentials. So whenever we go with security credentials, in that security credential, so we have the users, roles, policies, each and everything you can see. These are the things same we have the for the word, but here is a different thing. So it is related to our word and it is related to the our AWS account. These that is the only difference here. So you can see here the learn to use of the CLI. CLI is nothing but so by using of the CLI command, so we can go with you can see here the suppose I want to seal the statuses. I want to check for my seal statuses. So we will discuss. So you want to check the vault status. So these are the commands so which we need to the follow here. So I want to create it one vault. I want to create it one user. Then what we have to do here? We have to go with CLI command. Suppose if you want to hear the UI part, then you can access it for by using of the UI part also. So we will access both of here CLI as well as UI. Okay. So these are the documentation part you can see here, where we can find out we can find out these documentation on HashiCorp.com only. Okay. So this is the our official website for the Terraform. By using of this website, we can learn the Terraform, some of the policies and everything for the vault related. Suppose I want to create it one bucket, S3 bucket. Then what you have to do here? Are we going to remember all code what we have to use the parameter in that? No, we are not going to. We are not remaining that parameter, so we will refer at that time for the SHICOM documentation. So these are the things, but most of the thing here, whenever we are writing up the code, we should know so what exactly this concept, then we can apply our logic and we will create the different resources in our AWS account. Okay, so here I'm going to create it one vault here. So I'm going to create it one vault setup first, then we will create the one EC2 machine by using of the vault. So we will access the access key and secret key for my for my account. So I want to access this and user account. Then at that time what we require? So we require the access key and secret key. So whenever we're talking about of the Terraform script. So otherwise, whatever you have the sensitive data, suppose for my EC2 machine, I don't want to show the my tag names for my EC2 machine. Then what you have to do here? So we have to go with vault concept at that time. So by using of the Terraform vault, we can access the sensitive data, whatever we have the, then those data we will call in our AWS account. Okay. So first of all, we will create the setup for the vault. Then we will, okay. So I'm going to create it one EC2 machine here. So I'm launching one EC2 machine, but right now I'm going with EC2 machine for my Ubuntu. Okay. So here, so I'm going to create it one EC2 machine. My machine name is a Vault Demo. Then Asia specific Singapore. Then T3 micro. Then I'm going to use this parameter. Then okay. So that is the thing. So I'm going to create it here. Once my EC2 machines launch here, so we need to connect with our machine. So what we have the steps here. So I'm going to here, then I'm going to make here git bash. Okay. By using of the git bash, sorry. Okay. So I'm going to connect with my Ubuntu machine here. Okay. Once we connected Ubuntu machines here, then we have to first we created the one EC2 machine by using of the Ubuntu AMI. Once we connected, then we need to install the Vault on my EC2 instances. Then what we have the commands here. So uh, we have to go with one command. So already we know that. So what is the sudo? Sudo is nothing but doing super super user doing operation here. Then apt update, then and sudo, then apt install. Then what is the gpg packager? It's a packager. So we are going to install for my vault. Okay. So first we are going to install here. So what is the sudo? Sudo is nothing but super user doing this operation. So already we know that we discussed in our Linux. These are the steps where we will get these steps. So we will get these steps in our documentation. Once we install the sudo, then apt update and we install the JPG. Okay, so once we install that Vault in our EC2 machine, then what we have to do here, then we have to download the signing key to the new key. Okay, so I'm going to download the signing key for my uh, new key ring. Okay, so these are the, you can see here, so we get is nothing but, already we know that, then http I'm going to sign in key to the a new key ring. So these are the things here, so I'm going to download it here, so it will be take some time. You can see here the, once we apply that, then we will get the sign in key to for the my key ring. Okay, after that what we have this next step here, so we need to the verify my keys fingerprint. What is the key fingerprint? Key fingerprint is nothing but, so we are achieving the key ring, whatever we downloaded the signing key, are we going to get it or not, just I'm going to verify. So that's why we can say call as a key fingerprint I'm going to verify here. You can see here the UID, sub ID, then perp. So these are the key. So we downloaded here. So here we verify the key fingerprint. After that, we need to add the one HashiCorp repo to the package manager. So we need to add here the one repo. So what is the repo? Repo is nothing but whatever we have the repo which is provided from the HashiCorp company. So we are downloading that repo and we are installing the package manager. Where we are installing the package manager, we are going to install the package manager in my HashiCorp repo. So this is my step, this is my uh, command which we have to follow. So but here whenever we talking about of this command, so where I am getting this command, so just I am referring my HashiCorp documentation. In that we have the how to install the HashiCorp Vault in our whatever we have the Vault Terraform. So we have the documentation. This documentation part just I am going to follow here. Okay. After that, once we install the package manager, which is provided by HashiCorp repo, after that we need to the next we need to the perform the next step here. Super user doing operation. So then after that I want to update that package, then what we have to do here, so apt, then we have to go with update package here. So I'm going to update my package here. So once we downloaded repo, in that downloaded repo we added the package manager, then after that we are going to update that package manager. Okay, so after that I want to install my Vault. Then what we have to do here, sudo, then apt, then install, then Vault. Okay, so I'm going to install my Vault here. 1 minute. I think maybe already I have the Vault here. No, so I think I missed something here, so that's why I'm not going to the install. Maybe I added the more spaces here. Okay, so after that, once we install the Vault, then what we have to do here, then we have the next step, start the Vault server. So it will be run uh, on the particular of the port number. What is the port number? We know that. So whatever we have the server, so that server we have the some port number. So already we know that whenever we're talking about of the AWS account, 1 minute. Here you can see here the in my EC2 machine, you can see this is the EC2 machines where we are going to run. So somewhere we are going to run here. So whenever we go with security, in that security security group, you can see here this is my port number. What is the port number? So we are going to allow sh here traffic. So this is my protocol and this is my port number. So for that world server we require some port number. So that is called as a, we can say called as a, by default we are going to use the 8200. Then after that I want to access my port number. Then what we have to do here, so we have to perform the next step. So start the vault server by using of the port number 8220. Okay, so whatever we are giving the incoming traffic, so this is my vault server. Then here you can see here the I mentioned here the I'm going to create it for the dev environment for it. I'm not going to any production environment. So we will discuss later on. So for starting, we will discuss dev environment. So here after that, this is my development. Then listen address. So it's a listen address. What is the listen address? So it can be 000. So we know that IP4. After that, we are allowing to the 8200. This is my world server port number. So I'm going to allow here. You can see here the my server is started here. In that started, you can see here the I got unseal key and root token key. After that, you can see here the we have the one export vault address. So just keep as it is here. So don't close my Ubuntu machine here. Once we close, then we shut it down our vault server. Then we cannot access my vault here. Okay. After that, what we have to do here? So we have to go with and we have to add here the edit inbound rule here because I want to allow the incoming traffic in my machine here. Then what we have to do here? So we have to add the port number, then anywhere IP4 here, then just I'm going to add here the 000. So that's why we already added the listen address for the my dev environment whenever we installing the server vault server. Okay, for my dev environment. So once we added here, then we can access my vault server on UI part here. Then what we have to do here, just I'm copying my here the public IP addresses, this public IP addresses, then we have to colon then 8200 here. You can see here this is my vault which we launch in our browser. This is my UI part. So here you can see here that it will be ask me for the token. Token, what is the token? So we can see called as a, it is the in short of the, we can using of the password for my vault. You can see. So this is the usually I will copy this information, but you can see here the just select all and right click here. So I'm not going to shut it down my Ubuntu machine here. Once we uh, control C, then it will be restart my Ubuntu machine here, and at that time we cannot access my vault server because we started here my vault server here. Okay, after that I'm going to here the pasted my information. Okay, this is the root token. So this is the root token which we can copy and we can log in here. So I'm going to launch here and I don't want to register. Here you can see here the on the documentation part, same thing we have the UI part. In this UI part we have the successfully access this one. Okay. After that, what we have to do here, you can see here the my dashboard, then secret engine, then secret recovery here, then access, then policies, tool here. This is my root. Already we know that. So one is a root user account. So in AWS Cloud Computing we already discussed here. Same thing for the policies. In this policy, we can create the multiple users for my vault After that, you can see here this is the access key, so which we can create the authentication. Okay. After that, we have the token and login credential. These are the things. So in this secret, you can click on the secret and click on the create secret here. So whenever we are going to create the secret engine here, so we need to the provided the path. But here you can see that on the dashboard, here we have the details secret engines. In these secret engines, we have the this is the version. After that, you can see click on the engine and you I'm going to create it here the demo secret. You can add anything here. Okay. After that, what I'm going to add here the my access key. Access key, what is the purpose of the access key? So this is my access key. So we are going to store here the this is the key, this is the value. Okay. So we are going to add same thing here, access key, and 1 minute, let me launch my okay. Okay, already I created here the one Terraform script. Okay, so this is my access key. Okay, after that, so this is the access key. You can see here the if you want to see, then you can see here. But every time we can hide from here. Here we have the delete option also. If you want to delete it, and this is my secret key for my I am user. Okay. So I'm going to store here you can see here the if you want to add the space, then you can add it, otherwise keep as it is here. Okay. So that's why I'm going to add here the secret key and access key. So whenever we're talking about of the create new one, if you want to add, then you can add it. Okay. Here you can see here whenever we are going to in the secret, here we have the JSON files also. Okay. So what is the JSON? So we are going to read the data, key and value format. In the secret, you can see here the secret, then meta data, then version history also. Then secret recovery here also. Then access key. So we have the one authenticator token. After that, multi-factor authenticator we have the here. After that, we have the OIDC provider. This is my application. This is my vault, and which we are going to the assign my login credential. So which we are going to the this is related to security purpose. Okay. After that, you can see the client also. Then after that, tools here we have the different tools. Okay. Then we have the policies here. If you want to add the policies from here, you can add it. Otherwise, we can add the policies from the CLI command through. But I'm not going to apply the any policies from here. I will add the policies from my read, write, update permission. These are the policies I want to create it one the user for my vault, and that user will be access my vault sensitive data. So I'm not going to create it any of the user here and policies here. So I will create it the policies and user from the my CLI command. You can see the secret engine. In that secret engine, so we have the uh, here the cube by hole here also. Then after that, in the secret engine also we have the secrets also. So whenever we are going to hear we created one the secret demo secret. In that demo secret, you can see here we have the one configuration. What is the configuration type here? The key value. So what is the key value? Key value is nothing but so it is related to the JSON. Okay. You can see here the seal wrap no. Okay. So these are the things here which we have. Okay. After that, once we access here the my vault, after that what we have to do here? So we have to after that we have to we already enable the secret engine. by using of the key. After that, we created the secret and store the data. After that, we connected the vault server from the different SH client. Yes. So we want to again launch here the my machine here. Sorry, I'm not going to launch here my machine. New machine I'm not going to launch here. So just I want to connect again this machine because we want to export my uh, words credentials. Okay. So again I'm going to connect my machine here. Yes, we are connected Ubuntu's machine here again. After that, I want to export my addresses and enable the app role. What is the app role and what is the vault addresses? Vault addresses is nothing but whenever we talking about of the here engine, here we 1 minute. You can see here the engine type. So in this is my key. Key is nothing but key and value. So if you want to enable the another engine, so for the Kubernetes, then LDP, then SHTOP, TP, then AWS, Azure, GCP. These are the options which we have. Okay. After that, this is my key. Whatever we have the vault addresses, we want to export that vault address and we want to enable the app role. What is the app role? App role is nothing but so whenever we are going to create it here the enable engine here, so we are going to create it here the one enable, that is the app role. Okay, so app role is nothing but so whenever we are going to create it the one dev environment, so that environment we can say called as the app role. Okay, so app role is nothing but we can say called as a for my development environment. So I'm not going to create anything in that. Okay, yes. So we have the one secret. In that secret, we have the demo secret here. Okay. After that, I want to export vault address. So how to export? This is my vault server which we are going to running it. So that's why we are going to access my vault. And this is my second machine, same machine. So we connected again here. After that, what we required here, I want to export that machine. So how to export that machine? So just we want to use here the export, then vault address, then we have to once we export it, then I want to access my vault account. Whatever we have the vault account, that account name is called as a AppRole. Okay, so we are going to vault auth enable AppRole here. So vault auth enable AppRole. So I'm going to authenticator with my vault, that is called as a AppRole. Okay, so here we successfully authenticated with my AppRole by using of the auth method at a AppRole. Okay, then after that I want to create the policies for my AppRole. So I'm going to create the one policies here. So I'm going to write it one policies here. So this is the policy. So we are going to add it here. This is my vault policy, write Terraform. Then after that capabilities, then list of read, write, update, delete. These are the things for my app role. Okay, so where we will get the all information, you will get the all information in my documentation part. After that, what we have to do here, I want to create the role here for my vault. So you can see here the, so we are going to create it here the vault, right, auth, my app role, then role, then this is my Terraform. So already we created one EC2 machine, that name is a, sorry, already we created one IAM user, that name also Terraform. So that's why you can add anything here. So my Terraform is a vault user. Okay, so I'm going to create it one role here, that is called as a Terraform role for my vault. So I'm going to add it here. You can see the data return okay, to auth app role, then role, then Terraform. After that, what we have to do here? So once we added the role for my vault, then we want to add here, we want to generate here the role ID. Okay, so role ID is nothing but, so we have the credentials. So what is the credential? So credentials is nothing but, so whenever we're talking about of the here the, this is my credentials. So this is my secret ID. By using of the secret ID, so access my we can access my vault here. But these secret ID and whatever we have, I'm just copying here. Let me copy once again these informations, so which I require. You can see this is the key and value. Whenever we talk about the secret ID and secret key here, those information we should not to share anyone, because by using of the secret ID we can access our vault. So that is the security. So but whenever we're talking about of the production environment, at that time for the production environment we are not using this methodology. So just I'm going to create it for my dev environment here. Okay, so we will discuss how uh, how it works for the production environment. So whenever we're talking about of the role ID and secret ID for that one, so whenever we're talking about of the vault credentials, so vault credential, we are giving to vault credentials at that time for the limited time. So that is called as a we can say called as a we are giving the provided to the user, or anything we can say called as a vault user or any of the user. So we have the validated time for that one, and by using of the validated time, so we can access that sensitive data within that validated time. After that, once we validate time is completed, then again we are going to try again with same credential, then we cannot access my vault. We can access my vault, but it will be create a token for my second request. So we will discuss for the production environment. So once we, but here we are going to create it like this read command. So I want to get the role ID for my vault, then we have to go with this command. Okay, so vault read, then auth app role, then role, then it's my role role name which we created earlier here. So already we created the one role for my vault. This is called as a Terraform. Then role ID here. I'm going to copy this role ID also here, because I require the role ID as well as secret ID. Here I'm going to paste it for my role ID because it's a login credential. So this is the login credential, so which I required. Then after that I require the secret ID here. So here the secret ID, so which we required for my Terraform script here. So I'm going to paste it here the, okay. So this is my Terraform script. In this Terraform script I will explain what we have the parameters here. This is the provider. So I created only one file here, the main.tf. In this main.tf file, okay. After that, once we got the role ID and secret ID, then after that we have to write the Terraform script for my resources. So I'm going to create it one resource that is called as a EC2 machine. Here the we created one provider that is called as the AWS provider. Then we have the region where I'm going to create it, then access key and secret key here. This is my access key and secret key. Right now we are added here. After that, this is the different script. Okay, so we will create it later on. Okay, then after that we are going to create it here the my provider vault here. What is the provider vault IP addresses here? This is my IP addresses. So I'm going to create a one EC2 machine here. Okay, but here you can see that this is my address. Okay, after that I'm going to log in my AppRole, then login, then role ID and secret ID. Okay, then after that my uh, here the data vault which is we created for my we are importing the sensitive data from the vault side. Okay, after that what is my mount is nothing but we created one engine that is called as a key and value, then we created here the name that is called as a demo secret. After that we are going to create it one EC2 instances, then this is my EC2 instances, then AMI, then secret. Where is my secret? Here is my secret. In this secret I'm going to call my tag. We are going to create it one tag here. What is my tag name here? Tag name is nothing but we are going to create a tag. So this is my tag name, but from where we are getting this information, we are getting this information from the word, but we are not created this tag name. We created access key and secret key. We will discuss later on access key and secret key. Right now we are hard coded. Okay, keep as it is. So I'm going to add one secret here. So we have the how many secrets here? We have the already two access key and secret key. This is my secret key and access key. Right now I am going to access here. So we will create another script for that one. So here I am going to create it here the tag name here. My tag name is like this, test demo EC2. Okay, this is my tag name. I am going to read it from the vault side. Okay, once we added the tag name here, then after that what we have to do here, so just we are calling here the data, then dot vault, then kiwi secret, then this is my example data tag name. Why we are going to use the example here? Example is nothing but we can say called as like this, so it can be named anything, your data reference name. Okay, this is my vault, so we are calling from this vault. Mount is nothing but we are mounting my key and value. We are importing the key and value for my resources. And what was the name my resource what was the my secret engine name? So it was the demo secret, so that's why I'm going to write it here the demo secret. If we miss, then we cannot access my sensitive data in my resources. So we are hard coded value here, so keep as it is. I'm not calling the access key and secret key from the vault side. Here we added the tag name, so I'm calling the tag name here. Okay, after that what we have to do here, so I think we Terraform init. So we are going to add here the, let me add where we are EC2. Okay, so we are added the, okay, we are calling the initialize command here. You can see here the we created one Terraform license files here, so that is called as an init command. After that I'm not going to validate here, just I'm going to call the plan. If you want to add, then you can add it, otherwise you can directly apply your command here. Here you can see here the will invalid role or secret ID here. So you can see here the, so it is showing me like this error making API request here. So why it is calling like this? So we are added here the same URL, but whenever we created here, so I'm not calling here the proper my secret key, and because you can see here the 400 error, so it means we have the invalid role and secret ID. So this is the first time whenever we are going to create it, because our server machine is shut it down here, so that's why my key vault close it here. So that's why I'm going to create it the again same command here for my same. Okay, so you can see the I'm going to create it the again secret ID here. This is my secret ID, so I'm going to create it the because it will be time request out here, so we created earlier, so it will be validate for some time. After that it will be time request out here, so that's why we are saying here first time we created, so it already we took some time, so that's why we are saying like this here. So that's why I'm going to create it here the calling the secret ID again. Okay, but whenever we're talking about here the role ID, my role ID will be same here. This is the login username, you can see here the this is my same role ID, but secret ID it will be changed after some time. That's why we are going to see here the invalid role ID and secret ID. You can see here the my role ID keep same as it is here. I think I mentioned here the different. Okay, okay. Maybe one of the reason that like this. So already we have the role ID this one. So maybe one of the reason. So we are not created role ID we already added. But after some time my secret ID will be time requested out here, so that's why I can see that type of error here. Okay, here I'm going to create it again plan. It will be take some time. Same like this. So no secret found, demo secret. So it is saying like this, so no found secret, demo secret. Let me check once again. Here it is saying like this, demo secret key. Sorry, where we created. Oh, here we are not created, so I'm going to delete it. Yes, in secret. So secret key in demo secret. I think spelling also is corrected here. You can see here the API path also. In this API path, you can see secret data demo secret. Okay, this is the correct mount. This is my path. Mhm. Let's see. I'm going to create it again here. Vault KV cell secret. It's correct. So it is saying like this. This is my. So it is not getting the path. This is my API path. So which we required. 1 minute. I think this is the correct. So it is saying like this, Kiwi data demo. So we have the same thing. I'm not sure what happened. I think we created somewhere. I think we should create it against. So it is saying, so he's not getting the disable the engine. Yes. So I'm going to create it here. This is my path. Then I'm going to create it the secret, which my secret name is a demo secret. Then after that, my name is a test VM EC2. This is my secret. Okay. So I think earlier we are not getting the some secret. So we created wrong path there. So that's why we are getting this issue. Let's see. So we are going to create it here the plan. So it was saying like this. So he is not getting the correct path for my data. This is the variable you can see here. So earlier we created the wrong path for my secret. So that's why here after that what we need to do here. So we need to do again apply command here, because here you can see the plan one to add. So we are going to add the one EC2 machine in my AWS account. Yes, I want to create it. So you can see here the in my AWS account. So we are going to create it one EC2 machine here. You can see here we are going to create it one EC2 machine. In this EC2 machines we created initialization in this tag name. So you can see here the secrets we successfully recall from my vault. So successfully we imported the sensitive data from my Terraform script to my AWS account. So what happened exactly here? You can see here the this is my third, we can say called as a this is my Terraform script. In this Terraform script, so in this Terraform script, so we created one vault. Then I want to create it one EC2 machine. Then what we have to do here? So we are calling the Terraform script. Once we are calling the Terraform script, then I want to invoke my Terraform script. Once we invoke, then what type of the secrets we have, then Terraform script will be recalled from my vault in my Terraform script. Then it will be added in my running state. So we can call it the running mode. Then it will be add my tag name in my AWS account. So in my EC2 machine. So we are added here the dynamic value here. What is the dynamic value here? Tag name is a dynamic, because are we going to a hard coded value here? No, we are not going to add it here the hard coded value. This is my tag name. This is my variable name. So whenever we are talking about of the any of the sensitive data, then we will create the sensitive data at runtime, and we will pass that sensitive data in the runtime, and we will create the resources in our AWS account. So whenever we're talking about of the Azure, apart from that, in the Azure in the pipeline, in Azure AWS account we have the key vault. After that, in Azure also we have the in Azure pipeline also we have the variable group. In that variable group we can keep the secret data in our variable group, and those secret data we will pass in our runtime environment only. and we will create the resources. So what type of the sensitive data? So we can create it by using of the keyword. And when we talk about of the Azure, in the Azure also we have the keyword. After that we have the another option in the pipeline. In the pipeline we have the variable group. This variable group will be secure our secret data. So it is the encrypted format. No one can access my secret data, and we can call in the runtime environment only. Okay, this is the one EC2. This is the one Terraform script which we created here. But here, what we created here only uh, one EC2 machine, and we call the tag name here. But I don't want to access my access key and secret key here. Then what we have to do here? So we have to go with same like this. So first of all, I will create it here the one Terraform script. So I will remove each and every parameter here. So I will call here the Terraform. In that Terraform, I required one provider. Then we resource source here. How you can see here the HashiCorp, then AWS. Then what type of versions we are going to create it for my wall. So that's why. So this is the you can completely remove. Otherwise you can add it. Okay. After that, what we have to do here, we have to create it the vault provider for my here. Okay, in this vault provider, what we have to do here, so we have to call the IP addresses here for my vault. Okay, so I'm calling the access key and secret key for my EC2 machine here. So this is the auth login, then this is my AppRole, this is the login and role ID. This is the role ID, secret ID. Where we are going to store role ID and secret ID? We are going to store role ID and secret ID in my vault. Okay. After that, what we have to do here? So I'm going to create it here. Sorry, this is the role ID and secret ID. We are going to pass at a run environment. Okay, I will show it. Okay, how we will pass in the runtime environment. Okay. After that, I am going to create it here the uh, secret. Okay, for my sensitive data. After that, what is the provider? So this is my provider. So you can see the this is my provider, this is my AWS, and this is the we are going to create it here. Okay, so let me change some parameters here. I think I deleted some. This is my okay. I'm going to create it here the for my southwest. It is the different region. I'm going to create it here the different region. After that, I'm going to create it here the access resources here. Here, after that, I'm going to create it here the variables. Okay, so for the testing purpose, just we created here the all Terraform script in one file here. Okay, so then what is the my access key? Here you can see the what is the sensitive data. My sensitive data is the access key and my secret key. This sensitive data we are calling in the vault. Okay, so after that I'm going to create it here the where is my vars. Okay, this is my T3 micro, and we have the different AMID for my different region. So that's why I'm going to call my correct AMID for my region. Okay. After that, you can see here the my tag name is as it is EC2 using Vault AppRole. This is my tag name. Just in this case, I'm not calling the, so if you want to add, then you can add it for the secret here. Okay, here I'm not going to add my tag name here. Okay, I'm not going to add my sensitive data. So what is the sensitive data here? Only my sensitive data is the access key and secret key. This is the, okay, so based on your parameters, just we need to the provided the same thing here. So this is my AWS, just we are calling the AWS data access key and secret key. Then where we have to store this access key, and in my vault here I'm going to add the access key and secret key. I think I forgot my access key and secret. Let me copy once again as it is, because I added here the access key. I'm recalling all parameters here. I don't remember access key. This is my script. Okay, I'm going to add my access key and secret key. This is my secret key which I'm going to add here. Okay, these are the information, my sensitive information I'm going to recall in my Terraform script here. Okay, then what we have to do here, we have to go with same parameter here. Okay, okay, I'm going to recall this one. Okay, this is my Terraform script. I think I created all information. Okay, this is my Terraform script. So let's see. But here we have the one problem also, because our secret ID will be expired. Maybe so. So if we require the secret key, and if we require the role ID and secret ID again, then we will generate it. But here where we are going to pass the secret role ID and where we are going to pass the role ID and secret ID. So we are going to pass the role ID and secret ID in my environment variable. This is my environment variable. This is my running runtime environment. So I'm going to set this secret ID and role ID. Okay. So if you want to add the dynamic value, then you can add like this. This is my role ID. Okay. Secret ID and role ID. Then how we can add it here, the role ID and secret ID here, the same like this we want to add. Give me 1 minute here. What is the role ID here? So just recall my role ID here. What, where we my role ID here? I don't know where is my role ID. This is the role ID. Okay. So role ID, it won't be changed, but secret ID will be changed after some time, because it will be expired. Okay, just I want to call the role ID. I want to set the role ID and secret ID. Then what we have to do here, so we have to go with this command. So I'm going to set my role ID and I'm going to set my secret ID in my PowerShell. So here I set my role ID and secret ID. So I'm not going to call here the I'm not going to add here the hard coded value, because just we are passing the dynamic value here. In this dynamic value I'm going to add it the parameter. This is the environment. For that environment I'm set the role ID and secret ID. Let's see. I think we have the different role ID here. Okay, how to copy this role ID? Just right click it, then you will get the role ID here. I think let me change the secret ID once again. So we have the spaces here. Delete. Okay, I remove the space. Then I set the role ID and secret ID for my Terraform script. After that, what we have to do here? So we have to go with same like this init. Okay, I think okay. So I use the wrong command here. You can see here the we are adding the HashiCorp Vault with this version, okay. If we are matching here, otherwise we will change the HashiCorp Vault version also here. That is fine. So it's working as expected. Then what we have to do here? Then I'm going to add the plan here. Let's see our secret ID is expired or not here. If it is expired, then we have to generate once again here. Let's see. Sorry, here it is asking me why already I set the role ID. Oh, here let's see. No, Control C, because here I have written the different key. Okay, so it is asking me role ID and secret ID. Then we can pass it here. Okay, so what is the my role ID here? So I will show you how to set also. So here I think we have the role ID. It is asking me role ID. Just I am going to pass here the dynamic value for my role ID and secret ID. Where I am going to here in my local environment, I am going to add it here. In my Terraform script, do we have any hard coded value? No, we don't have any hard coded value. So that is the we can say called as a it's secure our Terraform script here. You can see here the again we can see the same error here. So what we have to do here? We have to again generate the secret ID. Why it is asking me? Why it is saying why it is giving me 400 here? Because secret ID will be expired after some time. Then we can see here the error. We are not accessing our Terraform Vault. So that's why we can see this is the error here. Okay. So it will be take some. It will be expire after some time. Okay. Once it is expired, once it is saying like this, then we have to generate once again. So do we required for the role ID? No. At that time we don't require to generate the role ID. Role ID is nothing but it's a static, but secret ID is a dynamic. It will be changed. Okay. So then where my secret ID? So if you share the role ID within that time, then anyone can access your vault. But after some time, if if we are giving the role ID and secret ID, then user cannot access my. Why it is saying like this? Same issue. Okay, here it is saying like this. Restricted use cannot be generated. So you can see here the we have the different error that is called as a restricted use token cannot be generated the child token. So it means so we need to the give the child token keys here in my Terraform script. Okay, so let me change here the where is my provider in this provider we are not given the child token. Okay, so here you can see here the different issue. Earlier we have the different issue. Here we can see the invalid role ID and secret ID, but here you can see here the we have the different issue here. So it means so we need to just give the child token here. So child token is nothing but so we are not having any child token. So that's why I am giving like this true. Okay. So we are skip right now we are skipping the child token. We don't have any child token. So that's why I'm giving here the skip child token true. If we have the child token, then we can keep as it is. Okay. Otherwise you can add the false. Okay. Let's say I'm going to add here the again plan RB. I think this is my role ID. No, we are given the wrong information here. Let's see. So it will be we need to the copy here. Better we can copy from here. I think it's correct. Let me verify. No, it's a different thing. Let me verify. From here also we can copy. It was different here. So just we are entering here the role ID and secret ID. Let's see. No secret found here. Again we can see here the different issue here. Then uh, how we need to the handle it. Here let's see. Let me debug. Just we need to the read line by line here. I think it's better to keep as it is like this. Vault secret key. Then I'm going to hear the no. I use the wrong information here. This is my key. Mount name is a key and value, and here my secret name is a demo secret. So I use here the wrong information. Okay, let's see. Role ID. Let me verify. I don't want to provide same again and again. Let me verify this role ID. What is the secret ID? No, this is my secret ID. Sorry. So I was using the old one, but here this is the new correct. Let's see. Here we are going to add the plan here. So just we uh, change the my mount and name. So we are getting the correct information from the vault side. So we are getting the correct path here. So that's why it is allowing to me add the plan here, and it is allowing to me again. It is asking me same thing because earlier we use the plan. So that's why. So here we are giving the then again I need to verify. So just I'm copying again and again. I don't want to mistake here. Here we are giving the role ID and secret ID in our console. Okay, yes, I want to create it. So I don't want to process again and again like this. I want to set my role ID and secret ID. Then how we can set it? Then here just we need to change the parameter. I will show you. You can see here the we added the one EC2 machine in my AWS account. In that EC2 machines, what we did, so we are calling the access key and secret key for my IAM user. We are reading the access key and secret key from our vault side. You can see here the we created one EC2 machine. So are we going to hard coded value here? No, we are not going to add any hard coded value here. So just we are going to add it here the access key and secret key here. Then we are calling the access key and secret key from the vault side. After that, just here what we did here, after that we are reading the role ID and secret ID in our console. So we are providing the dynamic here. We are providing the role ID and secret ID at runtime. So no one can access my role ID and secret ID. Here, do we have any uh, hard-coded value? No, we don't have any hard-coded value. Suppose if you want to add this also read from the vault side, then you can read any kind of sensitive data. We can read from the vault side here. After that, whatever we have the vault, whatever we have the sensitive data, like we are going to create it one RDS services. In that RDS services, I want give the username and password for my RDS services. Then what we have to do here? We have to go with vault concept, and we are reading the username and password from the vault side. Suppose if we are giving the S3 bucket, if we are creating one S3 bucket, for the S3 bucket, I don't want to show the my S3 bucket name. Then what we have to do here? We have to go with Terraform Vault, and we can read the S3 bucket from the vault side. This is my sensitive information. Based on the requirement, we can call the sensitive information from the vault side. So these are the things. After that, here we are passing the dynamic value here. I don't want to pass again and again like this secret key and sorry, role ID and secret ID. Then I want to set role ID and secret ID in my local environment. Then how we can set it? Let's see here how we can do whenever we have the same terminal. Okay. So then what we have to do here? So I'm going to add here the like sensitive data. So why we are going to add the sensitive data? Suppose whatever we have the anything, okay? So sensitive, it means so we have the sensitive data. So that's why I'm going to add here the sensitive. Then I'm going to say like this true, okay? Then I'm going to add like this default. Default means we can say called as a so we don't have any role ID and we don't have any where we have the role ID. So you can see we are reading the var dot role ID. So from where we are reading? We are reading from the variable. Okay. So this is the value. So I don't have right now. So that's why I'm saying like this. So I want to read this value from the PowerShell. So I want to set the one type secret ID and role ID in my environment. So then what we have to do here? So I added the this is my sensitive information in my variable. Then we are going to add here the default. Then what we have to do here? So I think let me delete the these parameter these machine this machine. Okay, only two machines I am deleting. This is my vault demo. This is my vault. Okay, so I'm going to delete it these machines. So I'm going to only here the running state here. So again we need to the generate the secret ID here. Okay, I'm reading the secret writing the secret ID and we created the new secret ID. Then what we have to do here? I'm calling the role ID here. I'm calling the role ID. Okay, this is my role ID. Then we have to set in my environment. Okay, give me 1 minute. So I think we already used the this is my role ID. So what is the my variable name? This is my variable name. So you can see the this is my variable name. So I'm going to add same like this. So here what where is my yes. So we have the role ID. This is my role ID. So environment, it's environment. We are going to set the role ID. Then vault, we are reading the vault and role ID variable. Okay. So we are going to set role ID. After that, what we have to do here? Same thing for the secret ID. Then what we have to do here? These are the commands by using of the we can set the role ID and we can set the secret ID in my environment variable. Then it will be read from the then it will be read from the our Terraform side. Okay. So I added. Then what we have to do here? So I am going to add the again here the init command. Okay. Let's see. It is asking me or not here. Let's see. So we'll give me 1 minute here. It will be take them some time. So will I get minute here? Yes. So we don't have any issues here. So let's see what happened here. Just I'm going to apply command here. Okay, I'm not going to plan here. Okay, let's see, it is asking me or not here role ID and secret ID, because we have already added the secret ID and role ID in my environment. Then it will be read. You can see here the, so you can see here the, it is not asking me secret key and role ID here. So what is the issue here? So failed determine the name for the login request. So let's see, we will change the variable name here. So we will change the reference name. So that is why we are seeing here the alias name from the login request. So you can see here the, it is not asking me role ID and secret ID. So it is reading from the, you can see here the, it is asking me same thing. So undeclare the resources, secret not has been declared in the root model. So let's see. But you can see here the, we already added here the secret key and access key. I think that's it for here. So you can change here. So it is not reading to me. So it is not undeclared resources like this, because which line it is giving to me error here 38. Where is the 38? So it is not reading properly. So AWS data. So we have the, it is saying like this, uh, alias name. So it is saying we have the, we don't have any declared value. So you can change here. Just what we have the change here, just we have the change here the sensitive and default. We are not passing any secret ID and role ID. So it will be asking, it won't be asking me again and again in my environment, because we set the role ID and secret ID in my PowerShell in my environment. So once we set the role ID and secret ID, it will be read from our terminal side, and it will be catch the role ID and secret ID, and it will be log in our vault. Okay, these are the things so we can perform here. So we have the different way to perform the our Terraform script here. So we are reading the uh, role ID and secret ID from our here. So whenever we're talking about of the real-time scenario here, so in the real-time scenario, so we have to do one thing here only. So whenever we created the production environment here, what we have to do here? So we have to create the Terraform Vault for the prod, and we have to, what we have to do here? So we have to go with, so we have to go with Terraform with prod Vault. Then we need to the login the AppRole. Then we need to the generate the temporary AWS credential. So already we are giving the, we are generating the secret ID and role ID. Same like this, we need to the same credentials. We need to the stored in our vault, and we need to the created the policies here. The it will be expire within the 50 or 60 minutes. Then one EC2 machine. Once we created one EC2 machine, after that 60 minute, I'm going to access that access key and secret key. No, we are not access the key and secret key for my AWS account. So these are the things we need to the follow in our production environment. In this setup, just Terraform does not store any AWS credentials. So whenever we're talking about of the production setup, instead of this, it authenticated to the HashiCorp Vault using of the AppRole, which is designed for the secure machine-to-machine access. This is the one thing whenever we're talking about of the production environment. Then Vault dynamically generate the short lives with AWS credentials at runtime only. Then Terraform use, these are the temporary credentials. So whatever we have the Terraform users, whenever you're using of the credentials, these are the temporary credentials. And create the EC2 instances in the production environment. These are the temporary credentials. So once we generate it, within that time, it will be expired. Once again we generating, it will be ask me same. So it will be generate. We have the secret key and access key. By using of the secret key and access key, it will be generate the new token for that particular the time period. After that, same again. So once our job is completed, then once again it will be asked same question. Uh, Once it is, so we have the only one time validation for the token for the every access of the AWS resources. Okay. Once the job is completed or mm, TTL is expire, that is called as a, we can call as a time live expire. Okay, time to live expire. Then that credentials are automatically revoked and improving the security and compliance, we can say. Then after that, so we can say called as a, this is the approach. We have the production environment. So we have the, these are the app login. So for the whatever we have the performing the action, so it will be, so whatever we have the credentials, those credentials will be temporary purpose, just we are giving here. And once we generated the temporary purpose, after that it will be expired within the 50 and 60 minutes. So this is the our, we can say called as a improving the security and compliance. Okay. After that, this is the approach. We have the real-time production for the best practices in our enterprise DevOps environment. So what is the enterprise DevOps environment? It's nothing but we have the production. So whatever we want to improvement in the our security, then we have to follow the same steps. So we are going to create it here the Terraform production vault. In this production vault, we need to use the AppRole. Then we have to add the policies. Then we have to generate the password. Already we are generating the password for the temporary purpose only. We have to same follow process. Just we need to the time period for that particular the, suppose we created the resources. Once we created the resources, immediately we will kill that token and we will generate the new token for every login, for every access. These are the things just we need to the follow it. These are the things for the dev and production environment. So I think Vault and Vault server everyone can understand here. So we create what we learn here. So we are accessing the tag name, we are accessing the access key and secret key for my IAM user, and after that, uh, I don't want to pass the role ID and secret ID for every time. So we set the role ID and secret ID in my runtime environment, and it is a reading from my runtime environment, and it will be create the resources in my AWS account. These are the things we have. So so whenever we talk about the vault here, so we have the different documentation part. You can refer from here also. Okay. I think that's it for the vault and Terraform uh, here. And I think we completed all Terraform series here. So from we can say call it I think we don't have any pending topics. Let me verify. Yes, we don't have any uh, a pending topic here. So what we learn here, so what is the infrastructure as a code? So whatever already we discussed, IaaS services, SaaS services, a different type of services already. Right now we are going to learn here in the Terraform infrastructure as a code. We are going to create it. Then after that, what we learn here the Terraform introduction. After that, what we learn, uh, we perform the setup, Terraform setup in on Windows machine. After that, we understood the Terraform architecture. After that, what we understood different command, Terraform different command. Then after that, what we understood how to write it the Terraform script. After that, what we learn in the Terraform sorry, what we learned in the Terraform variables also we learned. After that, what we learned the Terraform models. After that, what we learned environment concept and environment specific inputs and workspaces also we learned. And after that, uh, we completed the tainting command and untaint and replace command. These are the, and after that, what we learn the log files and state file, what is the difference between that. And after that, we learn the sensitive data reading from the how to read the from the world side. These are the things we learned in our Terraform series. Almost we completed the all real-time scenarios and everything will be completed. So already we completed every each and every part we completed in our Terraform series. So that's it for Terraform. In upcoming session, we will start our next topic that is called as a Ansible. Okay. So I think that's it for today. Thank you guys.